Oh, yeah, there we go. So it's a hot day here in Cali. I tell you what. Anyway, so obviously I'm going to be here talking today a little bit about what's going on here in the future. So I I've talked to I spoke to my boss today about my trip to Wisconsin. So um, I'm all clear in that sense. So I'm looking to be in Wisconsin between basically I'll arrive there the morning of the 24th of October, and I'll be there until November 1st. I'll be flying home on November 1st. So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to be doing several things with the folks at Eagle Nation, um, trying to bring awareness there over with that, um, and more awareness and talk about the $50 million bullet, the docudrama that's coming out. We're going to be a lot of things that I'm going to be doing over there with the folks over at Eagle Nation. In that sense, some of you saw my video the other day where I essentially called, Craig Hoffer out and, challenged him to meet me somewhere and go on the record with me. So we'll see if that happens. I'm, not holding my breath, but if that happens, that's a possibility. And I'll be able to just spend some time running around Wisconsin there and doing some things and just mainly trying to talk to people, mainly probably regarding Eagle Nation cycles and the Michael Funk situation. But I'll probably be doing several different things while I'm there. So that's where I'm headed. That's what I'm doing. That's when I'm headed there. So like I said, I'll be there October 24th. I'll arrive in the morning. And then I'll be leaving on November 1st, which is a Sunday. So that I'm actually there for a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday I leave. So, hi, Amy Young. Hey, Corey Zipperer. Trapped by Kratz. Oh, yeah, Kratz. There's lots of people that have stories about Kratz. Police had help. And Hall box. Interesting theory, Corey. I'm not sure how much I agree with that theory, but it's interesting nonetheless. So obviously I've got that coming up now at the end of October. Yes, people have pointed out how freaking nuts I am that I'm waiting until that time when it's going to be starting to get really cold there. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And that's something I'm going to have to deal with. So I'm going to have to pack me some winter gear for when I go to Wisconsin. Since I'm going for a week, I'll be checking a bag this time. So I will certainly have a little bit of room for the weather gear. That's that anyways. So so that's going to be that. So that's something coming up. That's something I'll be doing, obviously digging in and hopefully going to go and interview some people involved with Eagle Nation. Maybe even go meet some people there in Neenah who might be in a unique position to, let me know about something or let us know about something they observed back then. We'll have to see what comes up at the time. But that's what I'll be doing there. Obviously, you guys know I've been talking about Daniel Holtzclaw lately, the Daniel Holtzclaw case. I know not everybody's on board with that yet. I can tell, but I can tell a lot of you are on board with it. A lot of you have been tuning in, and I thank all of you very much. Oh, TTM fangirl, always seeing her over on the Holtzclaw videos. I don't recall often seeing over on those, but it's like I've been telling you guys lately. I mean, I as much as I feel your intense white hot passion for Avery Dassey, I totally understand it. But part of I've just come to the realization, and I don't know if it's because I've been in this for 4.5 years, going on 5 years, or what, but the realization has come. If we want to help Avery Dassey, part of the thing we need to do is to continue to point out how the system is screwing up. because the system doesn't want to admit it's screwed up unless it becomes absolutely unavoidable. And so we got to continue pointing these things out. And I think Daniel Holtzclaw's case is going to be powerful for that, folks. The reason why I think Daniel's case, when it gets set straight, is going to resonate, because it's such a ridiculous investigation and conviction when you look at the facts. Okay, when you look at the facts of it, it is such a ridiculous conviction, and yet cops did this to one of their own, and that is what's going to make it powerful, and that is what is going to make it resonate through the wrongful conviction community. And so, yeah, I'm getting on board with that wrongful conviction now. You know, it's, for me, it's very much like the Avery Dassey investigation. You know, they didn't want to investigate anything that they thought might lead to something helpful for Daniel. If they thought anything helpful for Daniel might pop up, or if it was just a road that they didn't think they were going to find anything useful for themselves, they ignored it. And that's what we saw in the Avery Dassey case. It's when I look at, as I'm reviewing the Daniel Holtzclaw case, it's watching and looking at the investigative mistakes and how much they parallel Avery Dassey. It's mind-blowing to see the parallels that are in them. So, you know, that's another one I've been talking about. And, you know, that's something else hopefully we're going to be able to get more attention on that, so more people understand the problems there and what happened there. Not to get too much over and over into this, but you know, I do have still yet to make the video. I was trying to get it today, but just got too busy. But I do still have a video coming where you will be able to hear an audio clip of Daniel himself, you know, talking about the justice system, and stuff. And it's, so it's going to be interesting anyways. So that's something that's coming. Now, another thing I'm working on right now, and this is actually a bit more fun. This is actually a bit more, something I hope people will want to get involved with and will want to try to help me in this, to try to create more awareness for Avery Dassey. But that is, I am trying to get a team, or maybe even multiple teams, of MAM supporters, Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey supporters, to be contestants on The Floor is Lava. I haven't floated this officially over here on my main channel. Those of you who follow me over on my other Doctor Who channel, you may have already seen that I did a video kind of tentatively talking about this idea. So it's basically this, that we field a team, or maybe we field 3 teams. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the producers or or if they'll go for any of this at all. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best to get their attention and apply and see what I can do to get at least one team of Avery Dassey supporters on The Floor is Lava, to compete on The Floor is Lava. And, with the simple premise of, if they win, after paying any of the travel expenses for any of the teammates it took for the teammates to get there, after paying any of those travel expenses, the rest of it get donated to Stephen and Brendan, or donated on Stephen and Brendan's behalf to, say, the Innocence Projects or something to that effect. Not saying that that's what it is. I'm just suggesting that and using that as an example. There may be other places where we could donate the money. Point is, you get the idea of what I'm saying, where if we win, we can donate the money to Avery Dassey or to a cause that they support. And like I say, while we're on the show, while you got 3, and I'm going to say it's going to need to be athletic supporters of Avery Dassey. And that's what I'm not sure if we're going to find yet. I mean, if we got, I've seen a lot of people who like the idea, but nobody yet who thinks they can maybe be, brave enough to actually go on the show. So, we'll have to see how that goes. But right now, this is my idea. Oh, Marshall Downs, you got to check it out on Netflix. It's a show called Floor is Lava. It's made by a guy named Russell Wood. You'll know him. Rutledge Wood. You'll know him from the American Top Gear. He was the guy with the beard on the American Top Gear. Anyway, he made this show. It's called Floor is Lava. It's a total throwback to our childhood when we used to play, maybe in the house, Floor is Lava, or, for me and my friends, we would play it even more over at the local playground. Where we would, because you'd have the sand pit around all the jungle gyms and everything, and we would say that the sand was lava. And anyways, it's basically a variation on that. It's a show on Netflix right now. It has 10 episodes, and you have these contestants competing to get across a room that the floor is lava. So it's essentially what that is. Now, it was the number one show for like the last 2 weeks on Netflix. It came out 2 weeks ago, and it's been number one for about 2 weeks. Right now, it's about number 5. So anyway, but that's what's going on with that one. So I just think it'll be interesting because when season 2 comes out, it's likely to jump back to number 1 again for a little while, like it did this time. And so I want to go ahead and see if we can get a team on there and try to create some awareness for Avery Dassey. And I'll share with you an idea I had for what we might say as contestants in just a second. Let me look through the chat here. Of you posted or mentioned the rally. Kim Best, if you're asking about rally didn't happen this year. We had an online rally. And that was last month. If you say to someone floor is lava, you're on the spot no matter where you are, have to jump on something. Oh, right. It's explaining it right. Okay. Peace out. What's that about? Anyway, okay. So that's what the floor is lava is. Anyways, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out on Netflix. Like I said, it's been number 1 show on Netflix for the last 2 weeks. A lot of people watch it. I was honestly at the 4th of July celebrations that I was part of yesterday, and no less than 2 different people that came over were talking about the floor is lava. It caught on. That's all I can say. And if season 2 is going to be as big as season 1, I'd like to get some Avery Dassey supporters in there, so that we can create some awareness for Avery Dassey while we're there. And things like I want to talk about is like, let me see if I have. Yeah, all I have is that. So to give you guys an idea of what the floor is lava is, hold on. For those of you who don't know what it is. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I'll show you guys here real quick. My life has been floor is lava. You get yes to heat. So for those of you who are not sure what this is or whatever, haven't heard of it, and whatever the case may be, I'll give you this. This is an image of the first level, or the first room, the basement room. If I can figure out how to share my screen here. So there you go. That is the basement right there. And so what you have here is you start here from the entrance, right? And that's why these 3 guys are standing there in the entrance. You can hop up on this box and go along this wall, and then you can get to this little sarcophagus thing that pops down right over here. Then you can jump up on the Easter Island head, and then you can jump to this one, and then you can jump from this one over to this one. And then from this Easter Island head, you can get onto the little platform over here and get to the arc, which is the way to get to the exit, because the exit is like, 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the platform over here and get to the arc, which is the way to get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. And then from the arc, you can get to the exit, because the exit is like 2 or 3 floors down. And then you can jump from the arc. Sorry. So you go along. Sorry, so you guys can see the mouse. So you jump up on this box and you can come along this wall, right? This whole floor is lava, obviously, or it's not really lava, but anyways, it's actually a very slick liquid. So you want to try not to touch it because the slickness of that liquid can cause you to slip when you're trying to land. So it's another added obstacle you got to consider about trying to keep yourself out of the lava. So lava, right? Anyway, so you go along this wall, you come down to a little sarcophagus thing that comes over here, right? And then you go along the little sarcophagus and you can jump up onto this Easter Island head right here, right? And then you can go here over to this head, and then you can jump from this head over to this guy. And then once you're on this guy, you can jump over it, and there's a little platform over here you can jump to get to what they call the arc, which is over here. And like I said, the exit is just right over here. You just can't see it. It's just a little bit out of frame there. But so that's what the floor is lava is. Now, what a lot of people also do is come over and they jump onto this box right here, and then they come over to this box over here and jump to this box. And then they either go to the pyramid or they go over to the elephant over here and get the staff. There's a staff over here that allows you to make it easier to jump to the exit and that sort of stuff. So anyways, that's what it is. It's a fun game show that they came up with. Pretty cool. So I'd lose body parts. So anyways, and so I'm looking to get some people that might want to go on this, some athletic people who would be willing to go on here. And if you guys were watching, it just came out 2 weeks ago, TTM Fangirl, literally 2 weeks ago, but it's been number one on Netflix for 2 weeks. So that's why I got this idea, because I saw it and I was like, oh, great. I was like, oh man, that's like my child. I mean, it made me think of my childhood and playing The Floor is Lava, or like I say, at the playground playing, the sand is lava. And so I immediately clicked on it. By the time I was done watching the 10 episodes and I went back to the Netflix home menu, Floor is Lava was number one on Netflix already. By the time I was done watching it, it was crazy. Your kids would love it. Right on, Marshall. So this is what I'm looking to do. And like I said, so let me see if I can find you guys the one of the planetarium so you can see when I make my little joke here what I mean. Here's the planetarium there. Okay. So this is a different room. There's 5 rooms, 5 different rooms that they use. So this is the planetarium here. You can go along this wall and get onto this computer thingy over here. This button sometimes can be helpful. This button sometimes can be bad. In this case, the rocket is down underneath the lava. So this button is helpful. If you push this button, the rocket will pop up and the nose over here will pop up above the lava. So right now the button is a good button. And then you can crawl down to this guy here and crawl across here when the nose is up. And then once the nose is up, you can jump from here to this rock right here. Now, what also you can do is right here from the entrance, you can jump onto Neptune here. Now, from Neptune, you can either go to here, to, I believe that's Uranus. And then here you have Jupiter. Problem with that is Jupiter is very slick. Extremely slick. Everybody I've seen that has tried to jump on Jupiter has fallen off of Jupiter. So I would suggest nobody tries to jump on Jupiter. That leaves you with going from Neptune here to the flat Earth. Now, the flat Earth is where I will be making my first Making a Murderer joke if I'm in this room, because I am going to say, because I know the flat Earth from watching this show, the flat Earth is very, very slick and slippery from lava, from what they use for lava. And so it's very slick and very slippery. So when I jump on the flat earth, I'm going to say, whoa, that's more slippery than Ken Kratz in an inappropriate texting scandal. And that's what I'm going to say. Now, some of you may be wondering, why aren't you going to say more slippery than Ken Kratz in a sexting scandal? Because I'm worried the censors might not let the joke go by that way. So I'm telling the joke in a way that I think the censors will allow it to pass. But stuff like that and jokes like that as we're making our way across the room. You see what I mean? So that was my idea too, is to be able to make these little jokes, these little Avery Dassey related, ridiculous parts of the investigation jokes as we're going across the room. So all of this is in an effort to make it more entertaining so that they will pick us to be on the show, right? Because they want it to be entertaining. Their whole idea is they're trying to put out a show that's entertaining. So I'm also considering that aspect of it, and so I think, and not only that, I mean, folks, this is the kind of thing that's just fun. This is the type of thing where it takes away from some of the drudgery of looking through some of these gruesome things that we look through in the various cases that we research. And this is the kind of fun thing that is very distracting and can sometimes get your head back into the proper perspective, instead of being kind of all, stuck with your head in the books, as it were. I don't know. Anyway, this is the type of thing that can be very diverting. And so I'm hoping that other people out there will see, the possibilities of this, because as I say, this show just spent 2 weeks at the number one position on Netflix, and I'm fairly certain that when season 2 drops, that it will also be very popular. I want more. I myself want to see more Floor is Lava. And I fully anticipate that Rutledge Wood is going to change up these rooms drastically for season 2. There's going to be new things, new facets, maybe more wobblier tables, and I'm expecting him to turn up the difficulty factor for season 2. and so that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be making tutorial videos going through episode by episode of season 1 and kind of doing the do's and don'ts and my idea about strategy for each room in each episode. Now, over the course of season 1, each room gets used twice. And these rooms did change. A few of these rooms did change when they appeared a second time. This room itself right here, this room here, changed the second time it appeared. The second time they used this room, the rocket was already out of the lava. The nose was already up and out of the lava. And if you hit the button didn't do anything other than splash a bunch of lava up onto the rocks and a bunch of things to make them more slick and slippery, which is not ideal. So, all right. So you guys got an idea of what the Floor is Lava is. So that's what I'm talking about. That's the Floor is Lava. That's what I'm looking to hopefully find some athletic Avery Dassey supporters. I've already been messaging Rutledge Wood. I found a website to contact him, so I've already tried that. And I'm tagging him on Twitter. I'll tag him on Twitter when I put this, link this video on Twitter. I'll tag him again. And hopefully we can get some Avery Dassey supporters on for the second season of The Floor is Lava. And this is something, an idea I had to help create more awareness and that sort of stuff for Avery Dassey. So these are the things that I'm working on lately, folks. I mean, there's trying to figure out how much I can do, what I can do, and it's But I think this is an exciting thing. I just think it could be fun, but also, if we come up with the right kind of little jokes, to kind of to kind of make as we're going across the room, to kind of not only be funny about the investigation, but also to, in a sense, be to give a bit of education about the Avery Dassey case with our guests as we're crossing this room, and everything. So that's the idea. So. Spider-Man costume. There you go. 5-year-old might have trouble with the room though, or many of the rooms. Many of the rooms are. Well, I'll tell you. There's a couple of the rooms you can cross alone if you're tall. You know what I mean? If you're tall, and that means you have to be really over 6 foot. You got to be pretty tall. And if you're pretty tall, then there's a fair chance of you getting across the room by yourself. If you have people who are basically under 6 foot, under 5'10", I guess, maybe, when you get those people in the floor is lava, the problem becomes that for them to be able to swing from something and be able to reach their foot onto something becomes a problem, because they're not tall enough to be able to reach down and out and get their foot onto, say, a step or a ledge or whatever, and it becomes a big struggle for people who are a little shorter, because I've seen so many of them over the season of The Floor is Lava that fell into the lava because they didn't have a friend that was there to like push the canoe or to do some other thing that would have helped ease their crossing. Because they didn't have that friend there to help them, they ended up falling in. And so I saw that happen many, many times over the season. So it's something to be aware of, when you go on to this show, is that working together is actually really, really big deal. And I'm actually going to be making that case when I go over season 1, episode 1, the basement. When I go over that one, I'm going to be showing how there's a particular part of that room where teamwork is actually critical. And the way, and it's important to know not only to have teamwork on that part of the room, but to know which order in which to do things. See, and you'll see what I mean by that when I do my analysis of this, and you'll see how one team almost had it, but did something wrong, and one of their teammates ended up paying the price for it. So I'm going to be showing, these things and indicating these things all, as strategy of how these rooms work. Now, like I said, I fully expect Rutledge Wood to change these rooms up and to add difficulty. And one thing that I'm thinking might appear, because I know when I was a kid and we used to play, particularly when we were at the playground, when we would play Floor is Lava, we would end up having somebody be it, and they would be the lava monster. And then they could come around and chase us. And then you couldn't touch the sand, because then you would become the lava monster. Or if whoever was the lava monster touched you, then you became the lava monster, right? And you had to go back down to the sand and everything, right? So I'm expecting Rutledge Wood to introduce, like in these rooms, an area where he'll have like somebody in a that can like jump out, in a suit that looks kind of like lava and like try to grab people or knock them off balance or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an addition of a lava monster. So anyway. So there's that. And like I said, I'm headed to Wisconsin at the end of October. So like I said, I'll be there from basically October 24th to November 1st, which means I'll be there for Halloween. And like I said, I'll be doing a lot of stuff with Eagle Nation and everything over in Neenah. I have somebody else there that's been wanting me to come there and talk to him. So I got a few things going on there, and hopefully, hopefully Hoffer will decide to meet me and go on the record and answer some questions for me. But I don't know how realistic that is, but we'll have to see. So. All right. Well, I can see that I've thoroughly bored the Avery Dassey supporters talking about the floor is lava. So I'm going to go ahead. Anybody out there who wants to create awareness for Avery Dassey, who is athletic and thinks that they might be a good fit for this idea, please leave a comment down below or email me at erekosemam@gmail.com and email me. Let me know. I'd like to come up with at least one team, if possible 3 teams, and give Rutledge and his producers the opportunity to choose if they just want to have one of our teams or all 3 of our teams as and have one show as a competition between Avery Dassey supporters or something. I don't know which way these producers might like to go, but I'm looking to give them options. So that's what I'm looking to do. If anybody out there understands what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do and how this could create further awareness for Avery Dassey, please feel free to, like I said, let me know. And if you feel you're athletic and you think that you could, perform and do this type of thing, let me know. Like I said, Erekose MAM. Here, I think I can put up my email address for you. There it is. So there's my email address, folks. You can let me know if you're interested and at that email. So that's what I'm looking to do, along with, like I said, I'm going to Wisconsin at the end of October. And so we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, that's where we're at. So, all righty, down to 12. Yep, thoroughly bored the hell out of everybody. So, all right, folks, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.